All right, it's time to talk about the one of the few big releases that I was really looking forward to in these last few months of the year. Gareth Edwards, the creator. Gareth Edwards is a great visionary director. He directed probably my favorite Star Wars movie of the Disney era. So when I heard his name attached to this project, I'm like, okay, I gotta go see it. And I saw it, and I have a lot to say. So let's get in with the story. I thought the story was actually really well crafted and well told for the most part. I'm gonna save a lot of my thoughts for the end. The story has a really good moral. It's all about AI and human. Oh, it's a great story. It's a deep one to talk about, and it's also really funny how it coincidentally the first trailer for this movie premiered 3 days after the SAG-AFTRA strike. So it's a good story. It's worth a watch. I think it's fairly well told. I'll get into what my issues with it later, but I'll give the story a hand grenade score. Now let's talk about the cinematics, which is the real bread and butter of this film. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is a fantastic film to look at. It is only rivaled, the only rival to this film, visually speaking, is Oppenheimer. And Guardians 3 also looked really good, but this looked really good in a whole other level. This and Oppenheimer were combined produced for less than The Flash. $40 million less, to be exact. And it's just incredibly visual. This movie could upset Oppenheimer at the Academy Awards for Best Visual Effects, and I wouldn't even be upset. These two are on a whole nother level in terms of the visuals. And not to mention, the score also kicked ass. The action kicked ass. There was so much to love about this film, which is why there's that tiny little thing that bugs me. And I'll talk about it at the end. I'm going to tease it up, so that way you watch through the whole video. Easy hand grenade score here. The directing. Fantastic directing. I really like everything Gareth Edwards did with this film. And again, leave it to the end. Hand grenade score. Acting. God, John David Washington is a great action star. I am loving him in every action movie I've seen him in. And I'm gonna be honest, watching this movie, I thought of 3 movies that were similar that I wanted to rewatch that I hadn't rewatched in a while. And that was Tenet, probably because of John David Washington and the fact that the visuals are great, and Tenet's a Nolan movie. So there was Tenet, there was Tom Cruise's Oblivion, Matt Damon's Elysium, and oh my god, there was one more and I already forgot it. I'll remember it later. But those 3 movies are I don't know why, but they all share one element that is similar enough to the creator, and it's so good. And I really enjoyed the creator, and the acting was just superb. Gemma Chan also does a great job, and the kid also does a great job. Just a fantastic performance. Another hand grenade score here too. Now my expectations and experience, and this is where we are going to have a chat. My experience was great. It was a great film. I really enjoyed it. My expectations, though, it did fall a little short. For one reason, and one reason only. The pacing was so terribly inconsistent. My one, like thing I noticed while watching the film is it felt like it was supposed to be an 8-episode like TV show, and then they like stitched together the best like moments from each episode and probably like even dropped an episode to create this movie. And as you're watching this whole time, I'm like, I remember there was one movie that was originally supposed to be a TV show. I don't remember which one it was anymore. It was and like it might have been No One Will Hear You, or No One Will Save You, sorry. And one, like, I just remember reading about one movie that was supposed to be a TV show, and then they just stitched it together to make a movie out of it. Oh, actually, it might be Zombieland 2, but I thought it was a new one. I could just be mistaken. But, like, it felt like a TV show. There was, like, segments that would be like, oh yeah, here's one episode explaining the background of the world and introducing our main character, his trauma, and then another one, the next episode, how he encounters the mission goes awry and he encounters the kid. The episode 3, the kid, like, he finds the kid after a battle and the kid saves him after it just feels like the relationship between John David Washington and the kid, our main characters, just appeared out of nowhere, and it felt like we were missing a scene or 5 that really established the connection better. And so it just felt like it was a tad bit rushed, and there was just missing pieces to the movie. It's a movie that I do think would have worked better as a, like, 8-episode show. And it's really rare to think about that, because most 8-episode shows probably should be a movie. But, like, it felt like there was that series format of revealing a big twist, it fades to black, and it just felt loosely connected in the terms of a film narrative. But the story was good, the plot was good, but the pacing of how they get to the end was just all over the place. And as beautiful as it was, as much as I loved it, I could not overlook that tiny detail. It has straight up broken my rankings for the year, because I just could not place it higher, but it deserves to be placed higher. I'm going to have to rework my entire rankings and ratings for the year because of this film. Because it was so good, but it had such a big flaw that I just can't overlook, and I don't know what to do with it. But I'm just going to leave it at that. It is still a great film that deserves to be seen on the biggest screen. And that's all I have to say for that. My experience is just a wide range of emotions. It really just blew up the spectrum, and so I'm gonna give it a hand grenade score. It's so beautiful to watch that it is worth at least, like, multiple watches. Like, you'll rewatch this yearly, and maybe it'll grow on me, but, like, the tiny little thing just really upsets me. I wanted to love this film. I love it, but I wanted to, like, really love it. But that's all I have to say. This is a certified hand grenade movie, just because it is so beautiful to look at. It gave me that Rogue One feel that I loved. The emotion was there. Everything was there. The pacing just wasn't. And that's all really I have to say for that. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below if you've seen this movie or not. And subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.